So, hi, Catherine. Welcome to the One Chi interview. One Chi is a group of practitioners of Qigong and teachers from a whole variety of different schools, and we're really delighted that you've decided to join us. So, first question is just introduce us, tell us a little, introduce us to you, say a bit about yourself.
Hi, it's lovely to be here, Nicola, and to be involved at the start of this One Chi project. It seems like a really exciting thing to me. So, yeah, thank you for asking me to be here. And I'm Catherine, and amongst other things, I'm a friend and a colleague of yours. So it's nice to be here with you too. I've kind of shown up for this video in the hope that I can advocate a bit for Qigong. It's just a little something that I can say that might inspire someone to take it up, because it's been such a great thing for my own life and really very much part of my life and who I am. So, yeah.
That brings us straight to the first question. So, how did you find out about Qigong, or how did Qigong find you?
I was fortunate to be living in a very rural part of Portugal back at the end of sort of 1999, 2000, that kind of time. And it was a stage of my life where I was living very simply, you know, with no electricity, no running water. You know, I had to go and fetch and carry my water and wash in the stream and that kind of thing. And it really kind of woke me up to the not only the kind of connection and the power of nature to heal and to help you feel whole, but to just really immerse myself in the natural world in a way that I hadn't done before. It was kind of the beginnings of it, and that's when my life really started to change. And then some friends that I've met there suggested that I might like Qigong. Of course, I'd never heard of it before, didn't know what it was. So I just went along to a class with them out in the hills in the Alentejo. Took us about 2 hours to get there on some bumpy old tracks. And there was a woman teaching there. She was German, and she was teaching the class, this Qigong class, out in the woods in Portuguese. Her native language was German. She was teaching in Portuguese. I only spoke English at the time, so I couldn't really understand the word that she was saying. And it was just, looking back now, I can see that was really helpful, because I just had to dive into it, you know, and feel it with my body and my heart, and I just not really thinking about it. And yeah, it just felt like such a wonderful thing and such a new thing for me that, yeah, I didn't look back after that.
Brilliant. Sounds like you've answered the next question, but tell us more about what you love about Qigong.
So many things to love about Qigong. And I think that it's sometimes, you know, if you're new to the practice and you hear people talk about it, we get rather enthusiastic and it almost sound a bit evangelical, because it really does have such a profound change on how you feel and who you are and how you connect with people. That, yeah, I think the thing about connection is the big thing for me with Qigong. Really, I hadn't noticed until I started practicing and started that journey how disintegrated I was, and to come together, you know, this kind of feeling of wholeness that it gives you, and the way that that can help you relate to the earth, the animals, other people, everything here. It's a really, yeah, it's the connection that it gives you, I think, is the thing for me. But also it's just great medicine. You know, it really heals a lot of things, certainly healed me.
Wonderful. Yes, so tell us a bit about your lineage, or do you adhere to one lineage, or how does that go for you?
Yeah, I did start off with a particular lineage. I started learning with, you know, once I'd had my experience in Portugal, And I practiced there as much as I could, but it wasn't easy to get to this woman in the middle of nowhere. It's a long way from me. And I was kind of looking around for somewhere to learn. And I came back to England and met Sifu Wing Chong, who'd come over to teach in Hailsham, which is quite near to where I am now on the southeast coast. And I just found him so inspiring and gentle and humble, and I really enjoyed his version or his lineage of the Tai Chi Qigong, and it really spoke to me at the time. And so I trained with him for quite a long time and really got an understanding of the fundamentals. But now I feel like I've grown out of that container a little bit, and I really enjoy to look at or connect with different traditions, different lineages, and work with what's similar.
Yeah. Oh, how exciting. Tell us what you gained from doing Qigong. It's we're sort of rehashing the same thing, but you can surely say something there.
I can.
You said what you loved was the connection to nature and the connection to other people and the form. So what did you actually gain?
It can sound a bit trite, but I gained a life.
Yeah.
I really did. I'd come to that point. I spoke about this kind of gone to Portugal to kind of change my life a bit, because I'd really, at that point, I'd grown up with all the cultural conditionings, and I was climbing the corporate ladder and completely burnt myself out. It's totally the wrong thing for me. And I got so ill, literally, that I couldn't hold up a book to read in bed, which was a bit of a tragedy for me because I love to read. And so I moved out there really to make a change, and finding Qigong out there and just learning a new way to live and to be. Yeah, it's I feel quite emotional just talking about it, actually. It's very profound change. So yeah, it gave me a life.
Gave you a life.
I recovered from the chronic fatigue, and a lot of people don't. And it was the Qigong that got me through. And I've been kind of advocate for it ever since, really.
You said if there's one thing people might want to take away, that's definitely something, isn't it? Because lots of people, the chronic fatigue, post-viral syndrome is quite pertinent at the moment.
It is, yeah. And my heart goes out to the people that are suffering from it, actually, because I know how that is. And yeah, I think that the more that we can encourage people to take up Qigong, especially in this environment now, it's going to be really helpful.
Yeah. So if you've got 2 minutes, which you have, even 2 or 3, what would you like to share with us about Qigong? If you had 2 minutes to share something, what would it be?
Okay. I thought, well, maybe we could just do a very simple, strangely enough, we haven't talked much about Qi, have we? A very simple practice called a Qi shower. We could call it a Qi shower. And I think it's a really very simple, easy way that might help you come to balance in a short space of time. So should we give it a try?
Definitely.
Together.
I'm going to pin you so yours a bit bigger, and we'll do it together.
So this was one of the first practices that I learned out there in the wild. So I thought it would be fun to share that with you now. And in a very simple way, it integrates the fundamentals of our practice, coming into wholeness, integrating the body, mind and breath. And I'm going to suggest a little bit of visualization. We're bringing the mind into play and online with some visualizations. So I'm going to ask you to visualize in a minute coming down through your body and down to your feet. And if anybody other than you is watching this, Nicola, if you've got low blood pressure, just want to invite you to bring that visualization I'm going to share in a minute from the head just down to the chest only, okay? And if your blood pressure is regular or high, you can bring the visualization all the way down to your feet. So I'll see if I can conjure up that feeling of being in the deep Alentejo woodland out in the cork oak forests of Portugal. So I'm going to stand with my feet. I'm sorry you can't see them. I'm not in a very big space here. But I'm going to stand with my feet about shoulder width apart. And my feet more or less parallel. Don't force yourself into that position. But my knees are soft, my hips are relaxed. And if it's comfortable for you to close your eyes for a moment, it might help just to close your eyes to take away the visual distractions around you for a moment and have a sense of coming inside your body. And then gently open your eyes, let your gaze be soft. And place your hands softly over your feet. So they just kind of hover there as if you've just place them gently on a table. Relax your shoulders and your jaw and your brow. And I'm going to imagine myself standing here with my hands gently resting over my feet in the woods. For me, I'm coming into that sense of the Portuguese cork oak forest, but whatever woods that you love, or maybe you prefer to be by the beach or in the mountains, just have a sense of standing in your favorite place in nature. Breathing in the fresh air, hearing the sounds of the birds or the sea. Let yourself relax into it, melt into that connection, that sense of being in your favorite place in nature. The blue sky above your head with the sun gently shining. I want to invite you to open your palms outwards so that your palms face forwards. And then just allow your arms to raise up gently, shoulder blades sinking down, until your palms are parallel with the sky. And then it's quite nice to look up here, look up and take in, I'm lucky I've got a glass ceiling, so I'm just going to take in the clouds, the blue sky, the sun above my head, connecting in with that sense of sky, and then drawing your hands up above your head, let your head back, or your eyes come back to face the front, and draw your arms up above your head, shoulder blades sinking down and relaxing. And then I'm going to draw down. So I'm just going to show you the movement the first time, and then we'll do the visualization the second time. I'm going to draw down gently, drop my hands down as if I'm softly pressing through slightly denser air, all the way down to my feet and to the earth beneath my feet. And as I press down, soften the knees, soften the hips, that sense of the earth beneath my feet. And a bit like a ball bouncing up from the ground, a sense of rebound up, let the arms float up, turn my palms towards the sun, and then just look up and connect with the sun, sense of the light, all that space of the sky. Imagine the sunlight pouring into the palms of your hands. And then I'm going to gather that sense, maybe it's a feeling or a visualization of the light, gather it up to the space above my head, and then drop down. If I could bring that light all the way through my body, into my brain. Allow the light to soften your brow, relax your jaw. I'm going to gently press that light all the way down through my body, through the heart, through the belly, through the hips, down through my legs, into my feet, and into the earth. We'll just do that one more time this time. From the earth, palms float up, turn your palms towards the sun. That sense that you can gather the light of the sun into your palms and then up the space above your head. And drawing down that feeling of not just light, but clarity. One of the things that Qigong brings me is a clarity and a sense of peace. I'm just going to draw that all the way down through my body, into the feet and into the earth. Just finish there with your hands gently hovering over your feet. Breathing softly. And I'm going to gather my hands towards my belly. Just make an open gesture. Place the palms over your belly to close off the practice. Okay. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Very fast and early Qigong. I still love it.
Thank you so much. That was really lovely. And so, welcome to One Chi. I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you so much.
And have a lovely time at Qigong camp.